Alright, so what is up, guys? This is me, Faye back here. Alright, so as you can see on my screen, today we will be um talking about Wuthering Waves. Alright, so Wuthering Waves just dropped the version 2.0 update. Alright, so along with new content such as new story quests, new events, new character banners. Alright, and also new maps, new tons of stuff. All right, so as you can see, here is the big ass map. Right, so I already finished the story quest, by the way. Not gonna lie, it's actually lit, it's fire. Right, but today we are not going to talk about all those things. We're going to talk about one thing that people might not pay too much attention to, or maybe they did, but it's just like not really hype for it. So this thing that I want to talk about is actually the Nightmare Echoes. Right. So as we all know, um version 2, they released a new thing called Nightmare Echoes. So what Nightmare Echo does is technically just another form of another form of the, how should I say, another form of the original echo form, right? Such as you can see here, um the Phalium Beringal. Alright, so the biggest difference is, first of all, the appearance. So for Nightmare Echoes, you'll see there's like a slight rainbow tint on their, like, on their surroundings. Okay, so, and first of all, they don't have a skin. You can't apply a skin to them like the normal echoes. So like, here's the normal echo, I can put skin on them. But the nightmare one doesn't have a skin. I am not sure whether in the future they are gonna release a skin for this. But for now, there is no skin. Alright. So, and another big point, big up point for Nightmare Echoes is they give buffs the way different than original Echo. Alright, so how do they actually give different? Is the condition required. So here we can have a look at the original Echo, how it works. So first is, they say after the follow-up strike hits, the current character's arrow damage increases by 12%, and the heavy attack damage increases by 12% for 15 seconds. Right, so this thing have a really big issue, which is you need to require the follow-up strike to hit, and then only receive this buff for 15 seconds. Right, where on the other side, the Nightmare Echo, they have a really easy condition that can be achieved. The Resonator with this Echo equipped in their main slot gains the buff, so in this case it's 12% aerial damage bonus and heavy attack bonus, which is same, but for some other Nightmare Echoes like the Infernal Rider, so there's a Nightmare version of it. So as you can see, this one is 12% fusion damage and 12% resonance skill, where the normal one gives you basic attack damage, right? But overall, it depends on who you are putting this echo on. But the biggest point of sales they have here is this buff is permanent on, compared to the previous one where you only have it for 15 seconds. And plus, it's triggered passively as long as you have it in the first slot, which means some of the DPS will have a really short output window, like GN. Alright, we all know that GN, the moment you, like, especially when you're in a Mortaphy team, right, you immediately after Mortaphy swap to GN. GN need to like enter liberation and immediately like start doing damage, right? So the biggest problem previously is GA need to spend like 2 or 3 seconds for the original monkey to do the follow-up strike hits, all right, which is time consuming and really inefficient because the follow-up strike sometimes may miss, especially when the enemy is a really mobile enemy. So with this Nightmare Echo, on a different point of view, it helps your character to prevent this kind of issue because it's passively permanently activated. So I'm going to demonstrate like how the echo behaves. So so one of them is the Nightmare Echo, right? So this is a Nightmare Monkey, right? So yeah, there it is. So instead of like a transform, it became a summon. Yeah, and the buff is permanently activated. It's not like necessary for you to use this skill. Maybe you can use this skill for energy regen, alright? But overall, it's permanently activated. Yeah, so as you can see, 34%, 12% from this, alright, 12% from this, and another 12% from here. So yeah, 24, and yeah, forget where the other one comes from. Yeah, let's just forget about it for now. Alright, so that's how the new echo behaves. So the old echo behaves like this. So it kicks, alright. So kick is one thing. After the kick, there will be a short delay. Only it will launch the follow-up strike, which is not really good for your DPS window, right? So yeah, new echo behaves like this. Yeah. Okay, never mind. So another obvious echo that have this kind of issue is actually Thundering Mephis. Alright, remember Thundering Mephis behavior is like you need to spam like 5 or 6 times, okay, in order for you to land the last strike, and you gain the buff. Alright, so because they also release like a nightmare version for Thundering Mephis and Tempest Mephis, right? So where's the, hold up, let me find where is it? Right, so yeah, here's the Nightmare Thundering Mephis. So the upside of this thing is it has lesser damage. Alright, I forget to mention this. All Nightmare Echoes have lesser damage output compared to original Echoes, but in exchange they give permanent buff, and also they have shorter animations. Right, so hold up, we need to wait for the cooldown. Alright, meanwhile, never mind, we'll talk about this later in another video or something. Alright, so here is an example of like the new animation for the echo. Yeah, so it will be like this. So really short, alright, won't take up too much of your time, and can help you to reduce the enemy's vibration strength or vibration bar. Right, so overall it's a really good improvement because your DPS gets more window, and the buff holding on it will be like much better. Right, so here I'm going to so this is one of the more like common theme I use. Alright, so here is Elin. Okay, we all know that when you want to play hyper carry Xiang Liao, alright, so Xiang Liao have a really big problem, which is his resonance liberation is longer than Yilin buff. Alright, and if you want to add in the echo animation from the original echo, which is going to take forever and it's very hard, alright, because Yilin buff is actually really short. It's just like 14 seconds, while his resonance liberation is like I believe it's 24 seconds, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it's 24 seconds. So if you want to like have that really short, it's kind of considered the short window buff. Alright, so you want to make it as quick as possible compared to like the old echo, because you only have 14 seconds to unload all your bursts and then you swap off. Right, so the new echo technically solve this kind of problem, right? Because shorter animation cast, and you don't, it's not a must cast compared to the old echoes. All right, because the old echo, as I mentioned previously, it is a must cast, and you need to ensure the final hit, which you can only get the like buff. Yeah, and it's only for a limited time, and this thing is permanently there. Yeah, so this is why I think Nightmare Echo is a game-changing thing for a lot of DPS. Alright, not to mention they finally released Nightmare Inferno Rider to buff Changli, because we all know Changli do a lot of resonance skill damage. Alright, yeah, and they released it. This technically solves my beef with them not releasing an echo for Changli. Yeah, so that's technically it for the whole main point of the video. Another thing I want to mention is they added new mechanics into the game, which is as you can see, there are new elements. Okay, like frosty result. Like this is not new element. It's more like an element that can have different types of effect compared to the old ones. Okay, so yeah, that's technically it for now. I still need more time to do research on like these new sets, like the five you see here. Yeah, because I'm not really sure like how it works, so I need time to research. But overall, today's title is just on the Nightmare Echoes. Right, so I think that's all for this video. Alright, if I miss anything, do not hesitate to correct me in the comment section. Alright, because I'm a bit high recently. Yeah, my brain is not braining. Yeah, so yeah, thank you guys for watching this video all the way here. Actually appreciated all of your time to watch this. Yeah, so thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Yay, peace.